understand. Just because the projects are just only good, huh? You're not very good. But how is the project for DVD coming along? I was talking to a few people in the office hours. I could see that progress is happening. We resolved quite a few queries related to projects there. How are the projects coming along for all of you?
Sir, good, sir. But sir, we have some questions. Can we ask?
Let me give you some time towards the end of the class, then we can ask. Is that okay?
Yes.
Otherwise, office hours to rose ho rahe hain. Some of the other TA is having office hours, so we can use that also. But
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. So, how was the quiz on Monday?
It was good, sir.
Good.
Tough.
Not good, sir.
That was what I wanted to understand. What does good mean? Why was it tough? We discussed everything, almost everything in that day office hours also. No? We covered so many of those topics in the office hours.
So the chart sharing question actually was it required good focus and like quick response actually. You had to really think fast at that time. Very few.
Okay, I get that. But we discussed all the concepts even in the office hours. I was like, you were asking questions in the office hours and I was scratching my head. Oh, we have this question in the quiz. So we discussed almost everything in the office hours. Right? Okay. So should we move to the what do you say? Today's class? What is today's class on?
Sequential circuits.
Sequential circuits. Yes. So today we will start with sequential circuits. This is, as you will notice later, when you will appear for interviews or anything, this is one of the most, how do I put it? One of the most widely asked topics in your interviews. So please pay sufficient attention to this topic. Ask as many questions as you wish to. Not exactly on the basics of the circuits, but finally, probably today or in the next session, and we will work on the timing diagrams, on the timing constraints linked to sequential circuits. Then there will be, those kind of questions are usually asked in the interviews, and the written tests and all that. So that you should really be very clear of. So sequential circuits is a very important topic. We use sequential circuits in our designs very, very regularly. So what are sequential circuits? And how are they different from combinational circuits? Anyone?
Sir, output of a sequential circuit should depend upon the previous input and present input as well. On the other hand, the combinational only depends on the present input.
Okay. Any other ideas, suggestions? So Gagandeep said that output of a sequential circuit depends on previous input and present input, both, or previous output and present input, both. Whereas output of a combinational circuit is dependent only on present input. So that is the key difference between sequential circuits and combinational circuits. And this, what this also means is that we need to, because there is a sense of previous state and current state, and let us say a future state, what will be the output and how will the next state be dependent on it and so on. Because it requires that kind of a thing, we need something which is called as state or tokens. This is this previous set of inputs and current set of inputs and the future outputs, all this is clubbed and called as a state, or also a token. In some texts you will see the word token also used somewhere. And where do we see them? finite state machines, all of us know. We've seen Mealy machine, Moore machine, and all that. You remember finite state machines? And pipelines also you must have heard. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
So pipelines, finite state machines, these are some common places where you will have to use sequential circuits. Sequential circuits, or the sequencing, when I say that there is some input dependence on, that there is so this combinational logic over here, and there is this flop over here. So whatever happened in the previous cycle will define what will happen in the next cycle over here. So all this dependence is comes with an overhead, or comes with a penalty. So what happens is that if, let us say in this particular pipeline, if or how do I put it? Let us say that if there are combinational paths, and we know that the slowest path, or let me show the slowest path in a different way. Let me say that this is the slowest path, and the fastest path would never intersect. Then we are safe. However, if the slowest path and the fastest path, for example, are going to converge into some cone or something like that, then it may happen that we may have glitches on the output of this NAND gate. Are you able to see this, what I'm saying? Let us say there are two inputs. One input comes very fast, the other input comes very slowly. Then what can happen is that in an intermediate state, when this input has reached, but the other one has not reached, I could get glitches. And these glitches, or we may not really call it glitches, we may get spurious transitions. Are you able to see this?
So when we are considering the combinational logic only, then I don't exactly control how the inputs are going to be arriving, or when they're going to arriving.
Like in an adder, there is some path which is longer, so it will take longer time to come.
Yes, sir. So, sir, okay.
There are some paths which are longer, some paths which are shorter. So shorter paths will come to the NAND gate, longer paths will come later. So there will be some spurious states that will appear. These spurious states not only mean more power consumption, but also extra toggling and possibly corruption of state machine elsewhere. So if we cannot ensure that the flow of information will be always synchronized, we use what is called as tokens, or we use what is called as flip-flops. So when for example in a fiber optic cable, you know that you send this pulse, okay? This pulse and any other pulse will all travel at same speed, which is the speed of light. Am I right? They're all light pulses. Just the amplitude of the pulse is higher or lower. The speed of the pulse will exactly be the same. So you do not need to put any sequencing elements in an optical fiber. You say it's fine. My light will always travel with the speed c. It is only the dispersion between the pulses that defines what is the minimum time between two pulses. However, in terms of hardware, in terms of our circuits, we cannot always ensure that the slow paths will be able to catch up with the fast paths and so on. And therefore, we need to break the hardware path and use what we call as flip-flops or latches to delay these fast signals. This fast path, we say, okay, before entering this AND gate, I will have a series of flip-flops.